Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Vincent. I'm a friend of Samantha and Daniel's for many years, and they've asked me to speak for them today as we celebrate their union. Before we begin, we just have a couple of brief announcements. Firstly, for cell phones, we'd ask that everybody make sure that they are on silent or vibrate at this time. And if you should need to take any pictures, please make sure that you are not using flash. To follow up if anybody should need to use the restroom, we ask that you wait till the end of the service and not get up during it unless it is an emergency. And with that, let's get ready to celebrate a wedding. You may be seated. It's a joyous blessing my family and I have been given to be a part of Daniel and Samantha's lives for nearly so long as they have known each other. We've shared our homes, played games, and celebrated life's milestones. And when they asked me to celebrate their wedding as their officiant, I jumped at the opportunity. As well as all of you here, we've played a part in their love story, which brings us to this, the best part of the story so far. Their entrance into matrimony with the exchanging of rings and vows in the presence of family and friends. Of the thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives, this one is regarded as so crucial that we acknowledge its profound entirety by sharing it with others, to proclaim to everyone dear to them that they are two people who are in it forever. Although they stand before us here as two, they will leave as one, and the next steps they take will be as husband and wife. Let us recognize this moment in their lives by sharing in it with the reverence and grace befitting of their commitment to each other. What I've seen of this couple fills my heart. When we're together, we can and do talk about anything and everything. They laugh when they're together, and when apart, they speak fondly of each other. I've never once heard an unkind word shared between the two of them. They're gracious and generous hosts, because they know how to have fun. They are fun. They attend to one another's comforts and concerns and have excellent threat assessment. We like to play cards together. They eliminate me very regularly in these card games, and consistently. I'm quite fearsome to play against. But what they don't realize in those following turns as the game continues on is I get to watch my two friends who love each other so dearly share and play our favorite game together. You know, a memory I'll always treasure is when I found out about today's ceremony long before most of you could confirm what many of us had begun to suspect. Dan asked me where I purchased my wife Ashley's engagement ring. And we discussed the details of it, and I couldn't help but spin my ring. And, brief moments after I had answered, I considered the next question I asked, fastidiously, tactfully, as per usual. I went right into it. How do you know she's the one? Remember? Yes. I'd like to invite you here, join with us, who've also answered this question before, to take a moment and reflect on your own answer. How do you know she's the one? I asked this question not as a skeptic, but as I had alluded to before, I had suspected for some time that he was deeply in love with her. For the sake of brevity and privacy, I won't share the details of the rest of our conversation or his answer. That's for him to tell in a few moments. But I'll tell you two things. It was the first time I used the phrase, marriage is a quality institution. A phrase I've repeated many times since, and it's no throwaway line despite its cadence. I mean it. It's true. And secondly, before Dan gave answer, he smiled so widely at me. He beamed, knowingly. He knew the answer. And he looked at me like he'd been waiting for somebody to ask him out loud that question for as long as he'd been in love with his bride. And then he answered me. Samantha, David, it's your day, and we're grateful that you've allowed us to share in it. But hear this, for it's the most important thing I'll ever say to both of you. There is no person other than yourselves who can truly marry you. Only you two can marry yourselves, more surely than any person or paper. Your next words to each other will be the vows that marry you.
Sam, I love you more than I can ever express. You are my best friend, my lover, and my soulmate. I could never imagine my life without you. I knew you were the one for me the second time that we hung out. We were both quoting lines from Drake and Josh and laughing our butts off. I immediately told Mark on the stairs that night that I think I found the one. Over the years, I've fallen more and more in love with you, your kindness, silliness, and how caring you can be. I've watched you grow so much and have seen how strong you have become, and I couldn't be happier to call you my partner and my wife. I am so grateful to have you in my life and to start this next chapter with you. I can't wait to see how our life unfolds, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to always love you unconditionally. I promise to always to be there for you through the good and the bad times. I will always be your biggest supporter and your number one fan. I love you more than anything in the world.
Danny, my baby, my best friend. I think I've rewritten these vows more times than I can count, because how can I possibly summarize everything I'm feeling and everything you mean to me in such a small amount of time? When it came to dating, I was impatient. I can't even count the amount of times I was told that whatever is meant to happen will happen in time. My person would come when I least expected it, when I wasn't even looking. I may have doubted that for a while, but you came around and you certainly proved me wrong. You may jokingly roll your eyes every single time I tell you I love you, which is pretty much 100 plus times a day. I love you. But every time I say it, I truly do mean every word. You are undeniably and in every possible way my person. You are my person because there is never a dull moment between us. You always know how to make me laugh, even when I'm having the worst possible day. And I like to think I can get you to crack a smile here or there too, no matter how cheesy I can be, and we know I can. You are my person because you push me to be a better person. No matter how much I may protest or be scared to try new things, you always push me to do them because you know that I'll come out on the other side better for it. But most importantly, you are my person not because we are perfect together, but because of how we navigate our imperfections. From you, I have learned how to be vulnerable, how to accept when I am wrong, and how to grow from the mistakes that I have made. I truly do believe you have made me a better person by showing me what it means to love and be loved in spite of our imperfections. I have never felt as safe and accepted as I have than when I am with you. You are my home, and I vow to always be your home as well. I promise to be your biggest cheerleader during times of triumph and the person you lean on when faced with challenges. I promise to keep growing with you and learning day by day what it means to be your partner and how to support you best. Above all, I promise to love you unconditionally and to choose you every day for the rest of our long and happy life together. I feel so incredibly lucky that I get to do life with you, my love, and I'm so excited to see what is in store for our story to come.
Do you, Daniel, take Samantha to be your wife? Promise to be true in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, and to love her all the days of your life?
I do.
Do you, Samantha, take Daniel to be your husband, to promise to be true in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, and to love and honor him all the days of your life?
I do.
In the presence of friends and family, you have pronounced yourselves husband and wife. Now, you have kissed 1,000 times before, maybe more, but today the feeling is new. No longer simply partners and best friends. You have become husband and wife and can now seal it with a kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Rivera.
Hey! I guess so. Hey guys.
Good, how are you?
How are you? You know the couple. Danny is very good friends with Mom. They recorded the whole show.
Do you ever wear short dresses?
Oh no, I didn't seen him since a little while.